9:05. Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Election season continues here on the program. We've got early voting that'll begin pretty shortly after. Actually, it's right around the corner. And joining us in studio to talk about his campaign for the 140th District Court, Robert Sullivan in studio. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Chad. Good morning.
Good morning. Appreciate you stopping by today. Tell folks a little bit about yourself and why you decided to run for the 140th District Court.
Well, I am an attorney here in Lubbock, and I have spent my entire career in private practice here. I'm a graduate of Texas Tech and the Texas Tech School of Law, born in Lubbock. You know, a lot of family ties to this community, going back to my parents and grandparents. And all I have ever done, really, has been a focus on the criminal justice field here in Lubbock. Worked in private practice, as I said, now own and operate my own law firm. And I've been very blessed throughout all these years, and now it's my time to give back, honestly. It's my turn to turn that success into a servant's role for the men and women of Lubbock County.
Having your own private practice, do you think that is, has that kind of played a role, or has that influenced, how you perceive things differently than maybe somebody who has not had a private practice? Or
well, I think it's good to get a different perspective.
Yeah.
And obviously coming from a business owner's background and having your own law firm or else just working in private practice, you have to get out there and you have to get things done. As you know, Chad, on your own show, you have to hustle. Yeah. Your butt has to be in the chair working every day. And I think it does give you that different kind of outsider's perspective and can bring a new and fresh look to how things are done.
For those who don't know, and I'm sure you get a lot of these questions, why should people be concerned with the 140th District Court? What is, what kind of cases normally go upon that court, and why should people even be concerned?
Well, the 140th District Court is one of 6 district courts here in Lubbock. So if you live in Lubbock, you can vote in this election. And primarily, this is a criminal court. It will hear felonies, all the way up to potentially death penalty cases. So we're talking the most serious offenses are heard in this court. It will also hear some family law cases. There are so many divorces, child custody, child support cases that the courts, even the criminal ones, have to take up the slack. And I have experience in that as well. I've done a little bit of that in my practice ever since the beginning. And of course, as your viewers know, just from listening to the news, mental health is a huge problem in America today. It can be anywhere up to 65% of all people in the Lubbock County Jail are suffering a mental illness. Mm-hmm. And so as somebody with experience in that as well, those issues are going to come up before the court on a daily basis.
Does that influence, how you perceive things, as far as the mental illness? I think you're one of the first candidates to really, hit on that and the mental illness part. Does that kind of influence you one way or the other, or how do you bring that into what you'll be bringing to the bench?
It's just a different set of requirements that you have to do on a case. It's not a good or a bad or swaying one way or the other. There are 14 attorneys in Lubbock that take court-appointed mental health cases. I'm one of those only 14. And so through the years, I've gotten the expertise and experience in this. And whether it's coordinating with doctors, getting competency evaluations, having to maybe go for restoration or incompetency services and off to civil commitment, it just adds a whole new layer of work, very long and very complex on these cases.
We're visiting with Robert Sullivan, candidate for the 140th District Court, Republican candidate for the 140th District Court. Do you like, and we ask this, this debate pops up every now and then, every few years it seems, of, voters getting to choose judges, or should judges be appointed? What do you think is the right way of going about it?
Well, as a voter myself, I always like the idea that the people of the state of Texas get to determine what happens in Texas. I think anytime you take the power away from the people, you're kind of subverting the Constitution. That's the whole reason it's there, is that way we have that enfranchisement. We have that right every couple of years to say, I don't like the direction we're going, and we're going to change it. So as a candidate for judge, I have to be careful, and any issues that come before the court I can't speak on, but I won't be legislating in Austin or from the bench either. And so I think I'm clear saying that I'm fine with the voters keeping the right to vote.
Tell folks how they can find out more about your campaign, and if they have any questions for you, how they can get in touch.
I am online on Facebook. It is facebook.com/Robert Sullivan for Judge. That's the word FOR. Robert Sullivan for Judge. That is directly linked to me. That phone number on the website rings directly to my desk at the office. That email is my work and personal email I've had for 10 years. So that is a direct line for people to reach out to me. They have done so. I'm happy to email, talk with anybody. It's been my pleasure really getting to meet the thousands and thousands of voters here in Lubbock County, and I hope to keep doing that as time goes on.
All right, that's great. Robert Sullivan, candidate for the 140th District Court here in Lubbock. Thanks for stopping by today.
My pleasure. Stay warm, Chad.
All right, you too.